Qapla, Warriors of the Empire, and welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command Orion Pirates Plus Mod. I am, as always, Commodore Tirak of the heavy battlecruiser IKV Vengeance. Yes, we managed to sort out that little problem that we had last episode where the ship disappeared and we couldn't buy things properly. It's all solved now, and we finally have the Vengeance, and I want to show it to you in person because, yeah, it looks cool. Anyway, so we have managed to pretty much wipe out most of the northern corner of the Hydran Kingdom up here. We do still need to actually take the planet, and we will actually pursue operations in that direction just for a little bit. Hopefully we won't have to go through another planetary assault, partially because the Vengeance is brand new, still has that new battlecruiser smell, and the Indisputable is not exactly what I would call enough to back us up for that sort of thing. So, without further ado, let's check the supply yard. Missiles up. These need to change. These need to change drastically. Holy crap. That's a lot for missiles. Just for now, we're going to do this a little bit lighter. The reason, of course, being it would cost us 180. We have 213 supplies. So we're going to call that good for now. We're going to move out. Let's see what we've got. Take the patrol. Something interesting, something fun. Hydran ships. So hopefully both of those things. Red alert! And here we are. This is the IKV Vengeance. And as you can see, not just a D7, this is a C7. This is what would happen if you took the D7 and put it on steroids. This is the enhanced heavy battle cruiser, really designed to fill the role that the D7 tried to, did pretty good, and then slowly, steadily became obsolete. You'll notice the reinforcements around the neck and cool things like the enhanced engine pods back here. We're bigger, we're nastier, we're badder than the average bear. And now we're going to go fight some enemies. We've got 2 frigates currently on scope. That's pretty cool. As far as I'm concerned, a nice pushover fight would be a nice change of pace. Yeah, I really like this 9. It's a D7, it's just bigger, beefier, more powerful. Just looking at what's available on the equipment screen, I kind of have to think that it reminds me a lot of the Kirov battlecruiser from the Federation group. We've got our 4 heavy weapons, although the Kirov it was 4 photon torpedoes and 4 missile launchers, along with what was it, 10 phaser ones. So that really does remind me of the Kirov class that we used to fly back during season 1. So I'm going to guess that's the equivalent. We have a ton more phaser ones. We've finally gotten rid of the collar mount phaser 2s. They are now condensed into 2 phaser 1s instead of 4 phaser 2s. I personally think that's a perfectly fine trade. It's much more powerful in my book because it's more energy efficient. The phaser 2s, of course, being less energy efficient because they don't have the same sort of targeting and refinement focusing, and that's sort of the lore explanation of how that thing works. You're probably a carrier. Scatter packs are ready, and we're going to dump it. I pressed the wrong button. Pressed the wrong button, missed my opportunity, and now punched a hole through, and his Gatling phasers went hog wild. Wow. So we're going to pass over like this, and we're going to try and bring our auxiliary arcs to bear. You're down to 2. Can I get you down to 1? Can I get you down to nothing? And we got it. Okay, so enemy fighters destroyed. Excellent. You're in good shape. You're the one that I've damaged. I'm going to zoom this camera back just a little bit. We're doing a speed of 18 in a battle cruiser. How fun is that? The D7 couldn't maintain that. The D7 also couldn't maintain this kind of shield power here. So we are just superior to the D7 in every respect. Granted, we're a lot more expensive than the D7 ever was. But that's acceptable to me. I've got to fly over this guy. He's actually got fusion cannons. I should probably be paying a little bit more attention. There goes the Indisputable. That's okay. We only bought the Indisputable so that we could sell the victory so that we could get a little bit extra cash to buy this thing. He's going to dump a mine. That's cute. We're going to actually pass over here and get the auxiliary arcs to bear through the rear. Other side. There we go. Really cause some shock damage in there. The AI needs to be improved on that. Because as long as they keep doing those maximum range shots, they're never going to accomplish anything. I mean, the fusion cannon is a devastating and cool weapon. It's just a shame to watch them kind of waste it. Anyway, should be paying a little bit more attention. Everything we got, punched a hole right through. Hopefully that scatter pack will deal with him. Yeah, that was it. It's exactly what we wanted to happen. He's got a big old hole in his fore starboard side, and his frontal shield's not doing so hot. Meanwhile, we're just kind of cruising around this fight, hunting for everything. Are we? No, we're not quite maintaining his turn speed, but he's only a destroyer, and we are, of course, a battlecruiser. So totally acceptable in my book. We got B-type missile racks, which is nice. Those are the extra reload racks. So we have a pretty decent amount of firepower. The only downside, of course, being that the hydrants, well, they do... Oh, interesting maneuver. I would even call it good. The Hydran's Gatling Phaser fires 4 times. I launch 4 missiles at a time, which means against Hydrans, the 4 missile launch is not particularly wonderful. Ooh, you managed to dent my shields. Well, I say that, but yeah, they've also managed to dent the other 2 forward shields, but not the point. So this missile armament is not quite as deadly as it could be against an enemy who's just not prepared for it. The Hydrants, unfortunately, in this timeline, are totally prepared for it. So we'll put a couple of more missiles out. I don't think he's able to run. Oh, no, there he goes. So we're going to blast into his rears, and that's going to take out the missiles, no problem. Mines, I haven't seen them use mines in this fashion particularly often. Now, maybe it's because we just haven't been flying drone ships all that much, which is a totally acceptable reason as far as I'm concerned. But I could have sworn in previous times when I would play this game that would be a common strategy that we would use. But again, we really haven't used much in the way of drones. The most ever drone missiles we ever had was on our heavy dreadnought that lasted a grand total of like 2 episodes. Yeah. One of the reasons I like this ship is that it's a real combination of lethality here. These Disruptor 4s, I believe, have a range out to 40,000 kilometers. That's range of 40 on the stat bar there, which really gives us the ability to reach out and touch somebody. I assume that comes with improved accuracy at closer ranges, which would be nice if that's true, and I hope it is. But also the 10 Phaser 1 armament really gives us a flexible attack capability like that. We can do firing passes finally. We don't have the best arcs for that sort of work, but it's better than nothing. We do have a very concentrated forward firing power, given the way that our arcs are actually set up. And there we go, we've taken the planet. Perfect. Now let's go to supplies, missiles. We will now go to medium missiles because medium missiles are just better. Supplies, shuttle. Give me the extra shuttle, thank you. Don't need any repair. We didn't take any damage past the shields. That said, I'm going to get up to 12 repair parts. We'll go up 6 mines, and we will get to 30 Marines. And we'll steadily increase that up until we get to the max. Just going to take a quick second to go heavy cruiser. Some tugs are available at this point. We are in a C7, and we have 6 transporters. Okay, so not as many as the D7, but that's fine. So now we're going to push out against the southern border. Poke in here. We'll go on a convoy raid. We'll hit probably a refugee convoy, quite frankly. The Klingons in the Starfleet battles / command universe are not the happy warriors that you think of when you think of Deep Space Nine Klingons. These guys are slavers, they're brutal, they're nasty, they do not take prisoners. Well, they do take prisoners to serve on their ships, to be their slaves. So yeah, not the nicest guys in the book. So going after a refugee convoy, quite frankly, is something I can totally believe they would do. So here we are charging up, waiting for our disruptors and our engines to come online. They do, and that frees up a whole bunch of extra power. And that puts us at a maximum cruising speed of exactly 31. How wonderful. I'm ecstatic with that. So it's nice to know that we can fly at maximum speed and charge all weapons. Well, fly maximum speed. And charge disruptors continuously. We will start to close. We've got some freighters, small freighters, larger looking freighters. There's the frigate. That's the convoy escort right there. Begin prepping a scatter pack. We're going to try and avoid using it if we can. If we manage to knock this guy out quick and fast, which I'm hoping we will, we'll try and avoid using it if at all possible. Simple fact of the matter being, we want to be on a patrol for a little while, so dumping out one of our 4 shuttles is not ideal. But at least, hey, we have 4 shuttles now, as opposed to the 2 or 1 shuttles that we were normally used to. And it only took a battlecruiser to accomplish that. So it looks like you are coming in here. Hell for leather, you want it all. Well, I will provide my devastating high-powered weaponry. Long-range fire, didn't do much. Then again, according to my damage table, it wasn't meant to do very much. He has dumped out fighters, killer bees, so we're gonna slow, reinforce. Phasers punched right through his shields. Killer bees selected, and we're gonna dump the missiles on them. What the heck? What happened to the missiles? Why did they not kill you? Oh, I think he implemented the system. Got him. So missiles have a chance of losing lock against particularly difficult targets. Cloaked ships and the like are examples of that. So I guess he did that for fighters as well. Or maybe just when you destroy part of a fighter, the missiles lose lock. Either is acceptable to me, and it's a designer choice. Blasting in here. Oh, please tell me we've managed. Nope, he dumps out a wild weasel. Probably did manage to stop his phaser G's. See if he's taken multiple internal damage. Letting the light rear armament take its toll on the enemy. We will swing around, try and come at him from this arc over here. I do want to dump some heavy disruptor fire in on him. Well, just regular disruptor. Heavy disruptor actually is a specific weapon class in this game, so I can't just keep calling the bigger disruptor. No, you can't get that away. He'll get that away before I can get into position. So we want to weaken him as much as possible. Did we end up? No, we never ended up doing it. So reinforce. That's an interesting decision. Okay, so you're dead. Are the freighters heading towards us or away? I think they were heading away. Yeah, they are. He's just particularly slow. Alrighty, up to speed. Charging the disruptors at long range. We are estimated to deal 4 damage. I was only recently paying attention to things down here. The estimated amount of damage that we would deal. Minimum, maximum, estimated, because they're offline, where it's estimated to do nothing. The missiles, on the other hand, potentially 96 damage if all of them hit. That would be more than enough to kill. Not quite in range yet. The phaser's not looking to do a particularly large amount of damage at the moment. But that's okay. Select disruptors, prepare for combat. Getting a little bit closer. Disruptors will have their second shot. They are ready to fire. Estimated 8 damage, except they all missed, so it did a grand total of goose egg. We really do have to speed up on this just a bit. So we will, nah, we're fine, I think. I really do think we're fine in terms of time. We didn't go around the circle very often with that destroyer. So, and me wanting to be frugal, we don't want to spend missiles when we don't have to, so... Okay, maybe I should have fired like a big old alpha strike. I was kind of hoping that I could do what I did with the Federation, where you would launch just a couple of things, and it would kill them. Apparently it does not. So, fire! Sufficient. Okay, next one, please. Wow, they're going away pretty quick. Come back! Full power! And yeah, you can change whether or not you're firing all or single missiles. Normally, not a big deal. At least not for us, quite frankly. We don't use drone ships. We haven't really put ourselves in a position where we desperately need to keep track of that sort of thing. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to speed up time. Speed up time. I'm going to deselect the missiles. Come up nice and close. Yeah, see, if you fire as an alpha strike, you have a greater chance of blowing them the heck up. If you fire as a Mezzi attack like we did before, just small amounts of damage, you have a less chance of blowing them the heck up. So speeding up, and now we will slow down time just so I can pay a little bit closer attention to what I should be doing. Slowing down, coming into range, all weapons except the assist select. You poor sad child. An armed priority transport. There we go. Took the hit on the shield, not that we much cared. I'm going to punch out 4 missiles. Just see if that gets by your defenses. I think it will. I mean, especially since you fired your 1 phaser at me. You don't have much else to work with here. So, coming in for the attack. And this entire center group only fires to the rear. Klingon starship design, man. No weapons quite available. So we will turn off and let the rears come into play. Excellent. Have you died yet? No, you dumped a weasel. Have that. That should take care of you. And now you, Mr. FFT, who's a freighter that's not actually a freighter. 3 was enough, apparently. 1 got tractored, 1 hit the shields, 1 hit the systems, and, well, took the whole thing apart. So, hello, Mr. FFT. Forget to transport, I suppose. It's time for you to say goodnight. Closing. Hey, you're not dead. Congratulations. You get to survive a little bit longer. Let's see what that does to you. 1, 2. Excellent work. Excellent show, crew. We are a wonderful ship that does wonderful things in wonderful ways. Really enjoying the C7. A lot more than I enjoyed the D7. Because I get to bully people. And we all know how much I like to bully things. Another patrol poking around at the front lines. No real cutting in half maneuvers going on here. Just pressuring right up front. Part of that is because they don't have much to circle around. Enemy heavy cruiser on scopes. It's a trap? Oh god. Yeah, that's a trap worth running from. Why do I say this? Why am I going to actually run from a trap for once instead of, well, not? The reason is fighters. To be perfectly frank, fighters being a mobile battery is just a nightmare, especially for the Klingons who have particularly weak rear shields. I'm gonna be frank, I'm not 100% sure how the Klingon Navy managed to conquer the entire Hydran Star Kingdom when they have that glaring design flaw. It's like, really? Who thought that we could just waltz in here and do this? Because I'm not 100% sure it's possible. So we're going to pick up some serious speed here. Select our disruptors. Start skirmishing at long range. We can do almost no damage to them. But the key thing is to just get the heck out of here. Reinforce to those shields. He's launched maximum range fusion cannons. His fighters are away. And we will... 1. See what he does with it. All weapons select. Okay, so he's down to nothing. Okay, his fighters are out. So we're gone. We are out of here without a moment to spare. And that heavy cruiser steadily picking up speed. What are you equipped with? I'm not 100% sure. Show me what you got. A ton of fusion cannons. Yeah. I could probably take him. I could probably take him. Although, yeah, I could take him. I could totally take that guy. It's a PICV+. It's a refit of some kind. I'm gonna guess CV means carrier, and if that's true, Oh, that's actually a good point, if that's true. How close am I to the edge of the map? Pretty close. You know those times when I get in way over my head, especially after I get a brand new ship? This may be one of those times. 1, 2, 3... Yeah, this may definitely be one of those times. Slow down to attack speed. Angle the deflector shields. To forward only. Yes, I know, we're getting our Star Wars references a bit mixed up in here. So all the missiles go into there. That's fine. Punch through his nose. Transporters. Capture. Go, go, go. Now you may be asking, Tirak, no way, he's got 12 dudes on that boat, you only transport over a couple at a time. You're right. But if I start the process now, that can happen. If I take this guy, I could probably take this guy. See what I mean? He serves as an extra target. He's not necessarily going to be mine in this fight. He probably won't. He will not turn the tide with his amazing firepower, which I will rely on at the very end of all days. Okay, transporters away. You're gonna be mine. At some point, your crew is gonna die. So we've got a couple of fighter groups. Reinforced forward shields. I realize now I should have been prepping one of these. Let's see what we can do about this. He's a pure carrier. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this on the nose. And focus on your killer bees. Because if we focus on your fighters, and you don't have any more after that, well then all you've got left is this. And this is not that much. Okay, so his fighters have gone home. That's great. That's fine as far as I'm concerned. Continue engagement. Okay, weapon systems are about to come online. Time to use our maneuverability to our advantage if we can. I'm not 100% sure how we stand in maneuverability with this. How are you doing, Marines? Oh, you've almost got him. Okay, excellent. So we've got him. And Marines and turn. And yeah, we're definitely doing this again. We're definitely going to rely a little bit heavily on our Marine forces because they operate so wonderfully for us. You know? 4 more missiles heading his way. That's definitely working in my favor. Disruptors, how long? Slowly charging up. Disruptors never charge as fast as you think they're going to. That's the rule of thumb here. Photon torpedoes are always ready when you least expect it, and disruptors take way longer to charge than you think they're supposed to. I'm not sure where that missile's going to go. Nope, it's going to curl in. His maneuvering has taken it within the... Okay, back onto you. Because fighters are devastating. They're going to outrun the missiles. You. In through the rear. Now, unfortunately, because we weren't sort of on top of going after him, he's got more fighters out. Because we weren't super on top of going after him with Marines, he's managed to fight them all off, and he's still got 9 people on board. Okay, you're dead. Any missiles available? No, we are out of missiles except in the scatter pack. So, Shuttle Bay. Scatter pack. Drop. Thank you. Bring forward weapons to bear. Pop as soon as you can, please. Got holes. Holes have been forced open. And several good hits. Beam over Marines. We have equality. Haha, we have equality. Oh crap. Stay away. Stay away. Stay away. Any weapon, come online, if you please. Wow, they've taken out our rear shields, I believe. Disruptors, are you available for this? Okay. All of his fighters are now out. Our allies is working with us. So, yeah, I was totally going to run from this. I thought that this sort of combination of a light cruiser and a heavy cruiser would be more than enough to take care of us. Apparently I was wrong. Through judicious use of Marines to even the odds, and through aggressive pursuing of the enemy fighters, we were able to basically keep things more or less even. Which is excellent news as far as I'm concerned. Gonna come at you head on. Didn't do anything. Okay. Come on, rear firing. What am I... Because I don't have any other weapons selected. Okay, that's it. You're done. As long as you don't beam any Marines on board me, you're done. Let's speed up, get out of here. We took a hit on the armor. We will now go system, reinforce all. We no longer need all the energy everywhere else. So we will continue to build up range to circle out further and further and further. Excellent! All targets captured. So we're coming home with a light and heavy cruiser stolen from the enemy. Not bad work. Although we are going to have to replace all the Marines, so that's going to be expensive. Because we're now out. Oh my god. I hate it when this happens. I hate it when this happens! So, the problem is, and I forgot this, and I should have remembered this, ambush is bugged. If you capture enemies, instead of getting bonus prestige, you get negative prestige. I don't know why. It's stupid. And it's now put us down a lot of prestige we would have earned. So let's head back into dry dock, or at least supply dock. Supply! Patch the 6 damage we took. Yeah, we're going to ask for all of them. 40 times 5, people. It's going to be 200 cash. Right into Marines. I feel somewhat okay doing that. Quite honestly, I do feel okay doing that. And I'll accept that. That screen is a little bit wonky. The missiles do not load properly. You kind of like guess how it's going to be. So it's not particularly accurate. We're fine on mines, we're fine on spare parts for now. But, oh no, please tell me we don't have the infinite repair book. Okay, it's not an infinite repair book. But, things are going well. So we have managed to capture this planet. It probably hasn't updated since, you know, because the map doesn't update until you reload the game. But I'm guessing this planet is now ours. We are poking our head against the front line. IKV Vengeance, demonstrating it's a very excellent craft for this sort of work. So yeah, things are going really well at this point. The Hydran Kingdom totally cut off from allies, and our pressuring in on them is having a crushing effect. The Anaconda of Klingon might is circling them now. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I've been Tirak. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next episode.